Welcome
So
to Tech City.
I am very, very, very excited about this one because this is one that I'm going to fully admit from a transparency perspective, I was ridiculously hesitant.
Yes, and I was, let's go for it. I love this thing.
And it didn't take me long. I did the trial. I said no. I'm like, I don't think so. You were like, no, but there's something about
I don't
this.
care. We're getting it.
And you were right. So
yeah, I love, as you guys know, my favorite word, 4-letter word is ease. And I love the ease of use of any software that can take hours out of my day. So if I can, get hours back to do something else that I want to do, then I'm all set to go for it. But we were just talking about in Hot Topics, for those of you who are still here, about LinkedIn newsletters. This is one of those tools that can make your life easier on LinkedIn and everything other platform, but just because it's a tie-in. So
exactly. So we were actually talking about this particular program last week in our coaching call. We were actually dived even deeper than we're going to go in today because we were showing them.
Well, I just want to say, interestingly enough, we weren't going to talk about this.
No,
it wasn't even on our Tech City list. It wasn't there, but the conversation happened on our coaching, and when we talked about this, because we weren't really ready for it, even though we've used it a lot, we wanted to make sure, and everyone was so blown away that Stacy said, "Why don't we just do it?" Like, okay.
And one of the things that you said was, I think it's the name. I think it's the name why everyone just kind of goes, like,
well,
really?
That was probably you.
It was me in the beginning, 100%. But then I kind of got over it. And then I went, yeah, it was the name.
So sorry, guys, because I know the company's going to be watching this probably because we'll tag them. So the name is off-putting for a lot of people because it sounds like a toy. It sounds like a silly little thing. And actually it does so much that you got to ignore the name.
Yeah. So drum roll. So even though it doesn't actually say it right here, even though this is their the front of their page, but it's actually called Transcript LOL.
Yeah, which is a terrible name because you think it's only transcript.
We love you, Transcript LOL, but we just do not like the name.
No, it doesn't make, like, it's not, it doesn't tell the beauty and the volume of this program.
No. So just imagine having one video. That's it. One video, which we do on our Hot Topics and we do on Tech City. We have one video. Right. Thanks to Transcript LOL, if I do create a transcript, I can do all of this. I can create a summary. I can create chapters. I can create a blog post, newsletter, tweets, LinkedIn posts, titles, quizzes, and quotes.
From one video, like from what we just did, or we do every week on Hot Topics, we talk for 20, 30 minutes. And that's what we use to create everything for our social media.
That is, like, you have two options with these guys. You can either upload a video or you can pull the video directly from YouTube. So if you've already uploaded it onto YouTube, no problem. You can just put the URL there and it does exactly the same thing. So I like the fact that there's both options. Personally, I upload the video because I use one of the titles that it suggests, and it suggests quite a few. And I'm going to show you in a sec what some of those options were on one of our previous ones. But it suggests the title. So I wait, and it kind of gives me everything. It gives me the summary. It gives me the chapters. It gives me, obviously, the title. With the title, I go create the thumbnail, and then I upload it onto YouTube because I feel like that saves me a lot of time. But
I mean, like for me, my favorite part, I might be skipping, but my favorite part is like the tweets.
They're so good.
Insane. It's insane. Like
the tweets are amazing. The quotes, actually, I've been really kind of having a little bit of fun with that because I'm like, You know what? That's a really great, like, I didn't even remember saying that, or I don't remember you saying
No.
that, but it
And
pulls,
remember, it is your material. It's what
yeah,
you bring, like it's your video. It's not just AI generated, just you're giving it a topic. It everything it creates is from what you said. So it is your information. You're the thought leader. You're the one who has the expertise. So when you create, for example, putting it into a LinkedIn newsletter, it is your video. It is not an AI generated that you're worried about plagiarism. It's not. It's
it's
you.
your content. And that's the thing that is very, very, very interesting. So again, we just completed our hot topics, and we take that video and we put it into a blog post. It takes quotes and information that we have said. So we're not putting it into an AI and say, write an article for LinkedIn talking about LinkedIn profiles, let's just say, because we just finished talking about that. No, it's taking the content from that video and it's creating an article based on what we've said. So it kind of summarizes it, like, here's the 3 things that were the most important that they said. And it's like, yeah, we just said that. It's not making stuff up that it's like, oh, well, that's an interesting point. I didn't think of that. No, we just said it. So it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go into our transcript. I just want to show you one that we did last week so that you can kind of see what this all looks like. So we get the full transcript. So this is our hot topics that we did last week on why the advantage of going live in courses and for content. So you get the absolute full transcript. So there's no issues there. You get titles that are really good. And again, fully based on the content that you've just said. You get LinkedIn posts with hashtags. And if you look at our content, some of the posts that we put out last week were directly from here.
Yeah.
Phase, Twitter, right? So you've got some really cool tweets, again, with very focused hashtags because they're understanding the content and this program is understanding who it's targeted for. So really, really good hashtags as well. And then I want to show you the blog post because it's like it breaks it up into the benefits, the importance, bullet points, a conclusion, and a summary, all based on what we have said.
And I'm a big, as you guys know, I'm a big AI follower, AI creator, and I teach a lot. I teach a lot of AI in our community and in our workshops. And we teach everyone how to use their voice. However, here's the difference. You can teach AI how to do a blog and it will create one by giving it a topic, for example, right? Yeah. But you will notice that it's never exactly what you would have said, right? It's not exactly what you have said, but this is strictly what you say. So there is no worry about what it produces.
Yep, exactly, because it is taking your direct words, which is really good. Again, quotes, I don't think I did the quotes on this one, but it's just been, I don't even know what I'm going to say here, but I guess the ability that it has, I don't know, I'm kind of getting lost over my words here, and thank goodness it does it really well. It'll cut out all of my crazy words and it'll actually put it in professionally. But the ability to, again, take a conversation, take the content of that conversation and put it in an article using some of the phrases that you said, the wording, and just kind of massaging it to make it sound professional. So I can literally take this entire article, copy and paste it into a LinkedIn article. There's the title. I can choose that title or I can choose another title. I can create whatever images I want. I can link it back, that kind of stuff. But I'm not worried, which is what you had said earlier. I'm not worried about plagiarism because it's my words. And so if you think about sort of what we have taught in regards to taking one piece of content, which is a video, and putting it out in multiple ways so that more people can consume your content based on their preference of content. You have an article here that you can put out as an article on LinkedIn or as a blog on your website. It helps with titles. So I use the titles that this is generating, and it goes over on YouTube. And that's the title that I'm generating, so I can put up our video. From a podcast perspective, same thing. I'm taking the title that would be good for the podcast, and the podcast summary and the show notes I'm pulling from here as well. I'm taking, tweets that I can then put out on Twitter throughout the week. I can take LinkedIn posts that are related to the article, so I can do that call to action, like right into LinkedIn. Like, this is amazing. Think about it,
let's say you're doing a podcast with a guest, right? How cool is it that it'll pull out quotes, right? And for quotes or for tweets, and you can, go ahead and be able to tag that person that was your guest, and it's their words. You don't have to sort through everything. It just makes things a lot easier, and it gives you so much content. So, literally, if you were doing this longhand, you know what I mean? Like, if you were actually getting a video and then pulling all this out, it would probably take you a week to actually get everything you're going to get here in literally minutes.
Yeah. So in the transcript, when you say the different speakers, it actually separates the speakers, right? So you know who's saying what in the transcript, which is even better. So again, going back to old school, which is, doing a video. So I would have to listen. I would have to make notes on timestamps. I would have to edit that video. If I wanted to pull, I don't think my brain would be like, oh, okay, well, that's a good quote. I should write that down. That's a really good summary. I'll write that down. That's a really good post. Is that a good tweet? I'm not really sure. But what it pulls is the essence, is the really cool thing. So, absolutely, well done, Transcript LOL. I have to, again, we'll say it again. I don't necessarily love the name, but once I dove in and I started using it and saw what it produced, I'm not really using anything else. To be completely honest, this is our entire content hub for our social media.
For readable content.
Yes. Not visuals.
For those of you who have not seen our Tech City videos, please go ahead and look at the rest of them, because we do talk about some of the pieces we use to chop up videos and do certain segments. We have everything listed. If you go to our resources page at Mastermind City, we have every single resource that we use and that we want to ensure that everyone has access to. It is listed on that page. So anything you see on that page is what we use.
Absolutely.
These are not affiliate links of products that we don't use. These are products that we use on a daily basis. So that's the whole point of Tech City. It's to shorten your time frame of being able to do things. And, for those of you who want to join us at Mastermind City, and you're part of our community and you're part of our membership, these are the tools that we talk about literally on a daily basis. So for those members, they obviously get early access to what we're doing, because we tell them on the fly what we're using. Or as last week, when it came up in conversation, it was not that anyone asked me, but it was the fact that we were talking about something and why somebody wasn't doing something. And then I was like, well, wait a minute, this tool can help you. So in those coaching calls, in those conversations, all of this comes up. So if you're not a member, go ahead and join us at Mastermind City. But obviously, if you want the resources, you can go and see them in the resources tab.
Yeah, and I just put the link up, but basically if you go to our site and the mastermind.city/resources, you will see this one listed there as well. And I think what happened last week in the coaching call literally was what this particular program is a solution for, which is, I have this, I do this video, but that's all I have time for. I don't have time, to do this. I don't have time to do that. It's taking me all day. I remember, I think it was a year ago, I had this one podcast client, and what they said was I listened to it 4 or 5 times, and it was an hour podcast. And they had to listen because they were listening to go, okay, what's a good title? They were listening for, what did the guest say? Did they mention anything specific that I can pull out for social media posts? So they were literally spending an entire day listening multiple times, pulling all this stuff, writing it, pulling out quotes, all of that kind of stuff. And this does it in, I don't know, approximately 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And I have, I would say my entire time of, putting the video in, all of that kind of stuff is so minimized now. Like I don't even spend half a day, maybe an hour, where I just kind of put this in, and that's just, me looking at it, thinking about
and picking out what you want to put on.
What does that look like? Maybe I have to do an image. Okay, that'll take a couple of minutes. But we take and I think what I've been very impressed with too is that other software that we've done reviews for here on Tech City, I have put into this particular Transcript LOL. Again, I put in that video, and it also here's the benefits of that particular platform or that particular program. And it really outlines it very specifically so that we can take that, again, same thing, putting it over in our LinkedIn article and, embedding the video right there so that you can watch it right there as well. And then it's here you go for everything. So thank you, Transcript LOL, for being amazing. I apologize that I was not on board right in the beginning, that I was a little hesitant. Even though I did my trial, I'm like, I don't know. I'm not really loving this platform. But they've made it very easy because you can see right at the top. You can see, well, there's your summary. There's your topic. There's your chapters. You can see the titles. So you can literally, it's very easy and very simplistic to look at. So it's not overwhelming. You don't have to go to multiple places. It's click on Twitter. There's your tweets. Click on your socials. There's your social.
That is the user interface is probably one of the best things about it. It's just, we've tried so many softwares that they're just too confusing to use.
Yeah.
And if we're confused, there's no way we're going to tell our viewers and our community to use it, because that's our number one priority, right? We have a lot of time invested in a lot of software, and there's some that we really, really want to like and want to promote, but we can't because it's still, the user interface still isn't there. Yeah. And so, I think that's the challenge that most people face when they're making anything. They're not worried about the right things. You have to always worry about the user, the person, your end customer, not what you think. So these guys did it well. Congratulations, honestly. And I really think you guys should go to our resources tab, click on the link and find it and grab it. Even if you just do, a trial just to see, it is worth it because you just want to see what it can produce. Now, here's the thing though, you still have to do a video.
You still have to have content, a video or audio.
An audio. And you can literally, and I don't want you to do this. So I know some of you smarty pants are thinking, oh, I'll go to AI, I'll create an article and then I'll read it. And then I'll feed it into
don't do that.
But then again, that defeats the purpose of it being your voice. So I would just suggest if you just want content out there, then pick up your phone and record you talking about what it is that you want to talk about, and then just feed it up that way. Because again, if you are good at what you do, you don't need notes to be able to talk about it.
Exactly. And I just, emphasizing the fact that this brings another level to up-leveling, again, your title and your descriptions and stuff like that for your video. But I feel like there's so much emphasis on video these days that we have forgotten that people do really like the written word. Right. So remember and think about those people and think about, again, taking the content that you're already producing and creating those articles or blogs for the people who still like to read. There's still a lot of those out there, and SEO and audio SEO hasn't gotten there yet. We're getting there, but people are still searching. They're searching for words, and articles are coming up, and Transcript LOL does an amazing job of taking your content and creating an amazing blog post or an article for wherever you want to put it.
Okay. So go grab it, guys. Don't just sit there. We give you stuff that works, that we guarantee you it works, or we wouldn't be talking about it. So don't just sit there. Go to our resources tab, check it out. check out the other ones. And the reason I'm sending you to resources is because you'll also find the ones we're using to chop videos and everything else. So that is the hub that you should check out on a regular basis.
And if you want to see it in action, you can go to our LinkedIn page for Mastermind City. You can watch the hot topics in the video, and you will also right there see the article that was produced from that particular video. So you can see what a great job it does just by going to our LinkedIn page.